Here's the blind spot, to get back to this concept of people having limited visibility because of the skill sets they have. I would say that my experience in corporate America, in which my normal everyday job was often a discussion at the phone company about whether this database could be compatible with this one, what's the differences between these databases, why does our customer database not line up completely with the billing database? Can we combine two databases to find something new? Can we mine the databases to get something else? If you had a corporate job, sort of a headquarters job, you probably had that sort of discussion a lot of times. Let me see in the comments, how many of you have had a day job, just your career, where you've routinely had the conversation about what's in a database, how do you get this out of a database, how do you compare these databases? Look at all the yeses going by. So here's my bottom line. Because I have that experience, I'm automatically primed to ask the question, hey, do we already have a database with that information? It's just automatic. I would argue that if you had replaced all the people in government who were focused on putting a question on the census, if you just replaced them all with a randomly selected people who just work in cubicles, just ordinary cubicle people who have ordinary cubicle jobs, you just take them and say, okay, you're in charge of the government for a day. You have no experience except your own experience, which is working in a cubicle for a corporation. Now take care of the census thing. It would have taken 5 minutes. Am I wrong? In 5 minutes, somebody from the cubicle world would have said, have we looked at our databases? You know I'm right, right? It would have been obvious. Anybody in a cubicle who had experience with looking at databases and trying to manage them, etc., which is most people, because it always comes up, it's the most common thing that comes up, they would have said, hey, maybe we already have a database. Let's see what we already have. How far can we get with that before we do something that's hard to do? So I would say this was always hiding in plain sight. It was hiding in plain sight, and that's what this book is about. This is how you get in the bubble. You get in the bubble and you stay there because you don't have vision through other lenses. And whoever came up with the idea to use the databases in the government, I'm going to assume that it was an obvious enough idea that, there's somebody in the administration who had the same idea. I would think that that's somebody who probably had a little bit more business experience.